my gosh, it's so noisy in here. Wherever you go, there's always so much noise. I try to sit down and get something done, and the phone doesn't stop ringing, and people don't stop calling, and the beeps and the noise. Hello. Just a second. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I'm busy now. Call me back later. Yeah, call me back later. Bye. It's just crazy. You ever try to go through life every day and we're just inundated by noise the whole entire time? Noise is a very big distraction. You sit down to get something done, your phone starts ringing, your messages start beeping, your WhatsApp starts haggling, everybody's driving you nuts. That's the world that we live in today. Interestingly enough, noise actually is a very common distraction. Over at the KU basketball games, whenever the opposing team gets up to do a basket, you know what everybody does? They start making noise to distract the other team. The same thing happens when you go shopping. You ever notice they put music on in the background? Because the more music there is, the more of a distraction you get, and you forget about the time, you forget about your list, and you just start impulsively shopping and filling up your cart. They also say that in casinos, now I don't know from personal experience, of course, but they have these loud noise that kind of distract you from the amount of money you're losing the whole time. So there's no question that noise is a very big distraction. The question is, why in the world am I talking about noise today? Well, you see, my friends, this week's Torah portion actually speaks about a very important call. The name of the Torah portion is Vayikra, which means, and a call is here. What are we talking about? Moses was sitting one day doing his thing when all of a sudden his phone started ringing, and this time it was God on the other line. Interestingly, the commentaries tell us that when God called out to Moses to tell him about the laws and the commandments of the sacrificial offerings, Moses actually was not alone. He was standing in a crowd. Aaron was there, and a lot of other people were crowding around. However, at that time, the Torah tells us, Vayikra, God called to Moses, El Moshe. And even though there were so many people around, Moses was the only one who heard that call. And I think there's a very profound message here. Even when you feel inundated by noise, when you feel that there are so many distractions, and the noise is too loud, all you need to do is take a cue from Moses. You need to recognize that your inbox is limited. There's only a certain amount of space that you have within yourself. And if you allow yourself to be inundated by all kinds of noise out there, whether it's external noise, negative noise, the news that's full of darkness, or the Facebook feed that's full of gossip, if you allow all these different messages and all these different calls to come in at all times, then you will have no more room for those voices and those messages that really matter. So here's what we need to do. We need to take a lesson from Moses. Moses decided to quiet out all the rest of the noise that's out there, to make it quiet, to not allow any other external voices to penetrate and come through, and to zoom in and only allow the voice of God to come into his heart. And this is my message to you today. If you have an incoming call, the most important call, the voice of God, or the voice of your spouse, or the voice of your child, or the voice of your soul calling out you, don't let them get back a message that says your mailbox is full. Leave room for that which really matters. And here's how you do it. Dedicate time every single day to shut down all the noise out there, to make it quiet, and to listen to the Vayikra El Moshe, to hear the voice of God calling out you. For me personally, it's when I put on tefillin, when I pray every morning. I wrap myself in my talis, I shut off my phone, I shut off all the outside noise, and I tune in to the sound of God coming within me. It's also in the evening. When I come home after a long day, I shut my phone between the hours of 5 and 8, so I'm dedicated to be just with my children. As we have dinner together, as we do homework, as I put them to bed. I challenge you to do the same. Find a way to dedicate time within your own day, within your own life, to tune out the rest of the noise and hear the call of Vayikra. Hear the sound coming from above. Be alert so you don't miss the signal, because the last thing you want is to pick up your phone and see 5 missed calls from God. Shabbat Shalom, and make it a great one.